Now let's talk about geometrical design Persian rugs. So this type of design is also very popular in Persian rugs. You're going to especially see this in the Persian rugs that are made in villages and tribal Persian rugs. You'll still see these, of course, in the city Persian rugs, but very common in the village and tribal Persian rugs. So for example, you're going to see this in Heriz, you'll see it in Zanjan, Abadeh, Qashqai, and Azerbaijan, and those are all kind of more village and tribal rugs. So the geometric design goes back to some of the oldest Persian rugs, so before the floral design. And you're going to see that with this type of design, there's going to be angular shapes, and there's typically going to be ridged lines that enclose the angular shape. And the type of shape, it's very flexible. Any type of shape is possible, so there's no restrictions to it. It could be a hexagon, diamond shape, squares, pretty much any type of shape. And what's really interesting is that a lot of these shapes actually are symbolic, and they represent different life elements and different cultural elements in the Persian culture. And when it comes to decorating with geometrical design Persian rugs, they work really well with modern designs and modern decor. Also, they work really well in the traditional rooms, such as like libraries and offices, where it's a more official and more traditional room. Also, something to note is that geometrical rugs are known to have really strong borders, and so they work really well also in dining rooms, where the dining table typically covers the field of the rug and then the borders are exposed. And we're going to be covering the different types of subcategories within geometrical design. So there's a geometrical medallion, there's geometrical Allover, and there's geometrical repeating medallion. So we'll be covering that now. So now let's go over geometric Allover design. So in this type of geometrical design, what you're going to typically see is a geometric shape that is spread all over the field of the rug. The type of shape, the type of pattern could be either repeating pattern, so you're going to have pretty much the same type of shape being repeated over and over in the rug, or you're going to have a continuous pattern where there's going to be a variation in the geometric shapes from one end of the rug to the other. And typically what you're going to see is that the background colors within each of the geometrical shapes are going to be different. Now, this type of design is really popular in Tabriz. You'll also see it in Heriz, Azerbaijan, Hamadan, and Karaj rugs. So the next type of design is geometric medallion, which is another subcategory of geometrical rugs. So with this type of design, just like with the floral medallion, you're going to have a large medallion in the center of the rug that's geometrical in this case, and then you're going to have a corner design. So it's going to be geometric center, and then some sort of designs in the corner of the field of the rug. And typically you're going to see this in village or tribal Persian rugs. So for example, you'll see them in Heriz, in Abadeh, in Zanjan, Karaj, and Qashqai Persian rugs. And something to note about this type of design is that the central medallion is the focal point, and what happens is that the rest of the field of the rug, you're going to have a much lighter pattern. And another thing to note is that you'll commonly see a large center medallion, and then on top and below it, you'll also see smaller geometrical medallions. This is pretty common. So like for example, you'll see this in Heriz a lot of times. So the other subcategory of geometrical Persian rugs we're going to be talking about is the geometric with a repeating medallion. And this is where there's at least 2 or more medallions in the rug. You're going to commonly see this in Tabriz, you'll see it in Heriz, and you'll see it in Azerbaijan and Abadeh rugs. And typically it's going to be in a lot of like village design runner rugs. And the reason this is used in runner rugs is because obviously you're dealing with a really long field, and so it doesn't make a lot of sense to use only one medallion. So what the designers do is that they have the repeating medallion in the rug. Now when it comes to the repeating medallion, although the shape of the medallion could be the same, and usually is the same, you're going to see that the design within the medallion is going to change, and also the background color of the medallion is going to change with each repeating medallion.